Hey Cowboys Nation, welcome back to the channel. It's an emotional day and I know you've all seen the headlines. Things are looking tough for the Dallas Cowboys as we approach the second half of the season. The unthinkable is becoming a real possibility. Mike McCarthy's time as head coach could be coming to an end this season. The man hired to lead the Cowboys back to the promised land, to bring stability and discipline to a franchise desperate for a Super Bowl, might be dismissed mid-season. That's right, guys, the patience may be running out. Today we're going to break it all down, the good, the bad, and everything in between. How did we get here? What's been going wrong? And most importantly, what does this mean for the Cowboys' future? Let's rewind and set the stage for those of you who may not have been following the Cowboys for long. Mike McCarthy was hired as the Cowboys head coach back in January 2020 after the team parted ways with Jason Garrett. Garrett had been the Cowboys head coach for nearly a decade, but after failing to reach a Super Bowl and dealing with consistent underachievement despite having star players, the franchise decided it was time for a change. Enter McCarthy, a Super Bowl-winning coach with experience leading a high-powered offense in Green Bay. When he was hired, there was a sense of excitement. Fans thought, this is the guy who's going to turn things around. He was supposed to bring structure, stability, and an offensive identity that would elevate Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, and all the other talented pieces on the roster. But fast forward to today, and it's clear that things aren't going according to plan. McCarthy's time in Dallas has been a mixed bag. The team did make the playoffs in each of the last 2 seasons, but the results have been far from inspiring. In 2021, the Cowboys posted a 12-5 record, which was certainly a strong regular season, but the first-round playoff loss to the San Francisco 49ers was devastating for fans. McCarthy's clock management was criticized, there were questionable penalties, and his team failed to execute in critical moments. That loss marked the beginning of the cracks in McCarthy's tenure, and ever since fans have been waiting for the team to take that next step under his leadership. 2022 was more of the same, regular season success, a strong defense, but ultimately another playoff loss, this time to the Green Bay Packers, where McCarthy's old team ironically took him down. At this point, people were beginning to wonder, is McCarthy the guy to get the Cowboys to the promised land? Or were we stuck with a coach who could get the team to the playoffs but just couldn't take them to the next level? And here we are in 2023 with the Cowboys at 6-4. On the surface, that's not a terrible record. There are plenty of teams in the league who would be happy with that. But for Dallas, with the talent they have, it's simply not good enough. Early in the season, the team looked poised to make a deep run with Dak Prescott playing well, CeeDee Lamb becoming one of the NFL's top receivers, and the defense, led by Michael Parsons, absolutely dominating. However, the losses have been piling up, and the team is simply not playing to its potential. Losses to teams like the Arizona Cardinals and the New England Patriots raised serious questions about the Cowboys' preparedness, but it was the crushing defeat to the Philadelphia Eagles, none of the most important divisional matchups of the season, that really made fans start to doubt McCarthy's ability to lead the team in the most crucial moments. Reports started to emerge that McCarthy's job security was being evaluated more seriously than ever. And while the Dallas Cowboys are known for giving their coaches a little more leeway than some other organizations, the mounting frustration is hard to ignore. Jerry Jones, the Cowboys' owner and general manager, has been nothing short of patient with McCarthy. But make no mistake, Jerry Jones is a man who expects results, and after decades of mediocrity and only a single playoff win in recent years, Jones is getting restless. We've seen this before. Jerry has made quick changes when he believes a coach isn't meeting the standard. The pressure on McCarthy is intense, especially when you consider that the Cowboys have one of the most talented rosters in the league. The defensive unit is elite, and the offense, despite its struggles, is still filled with top-tier talent. So if things don't turn around soon, Jerry Jones might pull the trigger and make the move that no one wants to see, firing McCarthy mid-season. But what would that look like for the Cowboys? First, it's important to understand that firing a coach mid-season is not a decision that's made lightly, especially not for a team with Super Bowl aspirations. If McCarthy were to be dismissed, the Cowboys would likely promote someone from within the organization to take over on an interim basis. Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator, seems like a natural choice. He's been a major reason the Cowboys' defense has been so dominant this season, and many fans have speculated that he could be the future of the franchise, either as a head coach for the Cowboys or elsewhere. Some people even think that Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator, could take over, given his familiarity with the players and the system. There are also those who believe that this might be the opportunity for Jerry Jones to make a big splash and go after a head coach with a proven track record like Sean Payton, or even someone like Bill Cowher, who's been connected to coaching rumors for a while. But the reality is, it's a risky proposition, especially considering how late in the season it is. Whoever takes over will need to make quick adjustments and get the team playing at a higher level, particularly on offense, which has been inconsistent at best under McCarthy's leadership. So, what happens if McCarthy is fired? What does that mean for the team in the long run? Well, first of all, there could be a short-term boost. Sometimes a coaching change brings new energy to a team. We've seen teams in the past make a mid-season change and go on to make a playoff run, or at least play much better than they were under the previous coach. It's possible that an interim coach like Dan Quinn could bring a fresh perspective, and with the defense playing as well as it is, the Cowboys could find themselves back on track. But let's not kid ourselves. The bigger issue here is the offense. The offense is not playing at the level it should be, and a new head coach, especially one who's unfamiliar with McCarthy's playbook, might struggle to make significant improvements in such a short amount of time. But with playoff hopes hanging in the balance, any change in leadership has to be done with the understanding that it's now or never for this season. The fan base is divided, to say the least. Some fans have been calling for McCarthy's head for a while now, pointing out the missed opportunities, the playoff failures, and the consistent underachievement despite having one of the most talented rosters in the league. Other fans believe that McCarthy still deserves a chance to prove himself, especially given the challenges the team has faced over the last few years. Some are asking if McCarthy can turn things around, fix the offensive struggles, and lead the Cowboys deep into the playoffs. But the fact is, the pressure is immense, and Jerry Jones has shown time and time again that he's willing to make bold moves if he feels the team isn't headed in the right direction. If the Cowboys don't improve in the coming weeks, McCarthy could very well be out the door. And if that happens, it'll be a new era for Dallas, one that could potentially bring a much-needed change in culture, leadership, and ultimately, results. Whatever happens next, the future of the Dallas Cowboys is in a fragile state. McCarthy's dismissal would be a dramatic and bold move, but it could also be the catalyst the Cowboys need to break free from their cycle of disappointment. But the question remains, will the Cowboys make that change? Can they turn things around, or are they destined to waste another season of incredible talent? Only time will tell, but one thing is for certain. This is a crucial moment in the Cowboys' history, and what happens over the next few weeks will define the franchise for years to come. As always, Cowboys Nation, I want to hear from you. What do you think about McCarthy's job security? Is it time for a change, or do you think he deserves to finish the season? Let me know in the comments, and if you're not already, make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest news and analysis surrounding America's team. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, go Cowboys!